So whilst PC Tim paddles his way out of that bubble bath, let's have a look at where everyone's landed on the leaderboard. Skippy John's at the top, showing that experience is more important than youth, with a time of 1 minute 53 seconds. He's followed by Cabby Dino and Wing Commander Daniel. PC Tim swims into 5th place, and Elvira didn't actually finish the course, so she'll remain at the bottom of the leaderboard. Next up, meet 24-year-old Lucy from Manchester.
I'm going to hop, skip and jump all around this course. No big balls are going to defeat me.
Lucy works in a fancy dress shop. Might actually help. Onto the rolling logs. How will she do?
Lucy Lou.
Looks balanced. Oh! She's down, but not out by the looks of things.
That is one tactic I have never seen before.
Dignity there, yeah. And she's done it! Now on to the sucker punch. Lucy did ask us if she could do this course in one of her fancy dress costumes, and we said no, because that would make her look silly. That's our job. See? We're very, very good at it.
Oh my God!
If she'd come in fancy dress, she'd only have come dressed as a pirate anyway, because that's the only fancy dress costume you can have.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
And how would that have helped there? See? Wouldn't. Now Lucy approaches the big balls. And she doesn't even make the second one. It's like it wasn't there. Yet another contestant fails to conquer the big balls. Will anyone ever manage to get across them? Now, the bubble bath. Still can't make it sound scary.
I'm definitely going to that bubble bath.
Here we go, up and over and... Oh! And fancy dress Lucy finishes the course in 3 minutes and 36 seconds. She'll be hoping that's enough to take her into the all-important top 12.
Now, obviously, our competitors wouldn't be taking on the Total Wipeout course if they didn't think they could win. But some have a teensy bit more self-belief than others, naming no names, apart from Steve, James and Jodie.
How do you rate your chances?
Pretty good, to be fair. Yeah, if I don't win this, I don't know what's gone wrong, to be honest.
I just absolutely love beating people, really. I love the challenge and just kind of like really trying my hardest to beat as many people as I possibly can.
Now, Jodie, this is a competition. Are you a competitive woman? Very.
So our 3 self-proclaimed champions are off. Wow, amazing. Student James from Kent loves fire eating, fire breathing and just generally being a hazard at music festivals. Here's 26-year-old Jodie from Surrey. Bit more cautious. Doing well, though. A great effort. 25-year-old salesman Steve's taking the throw yourself at the logs approach, and, well, it works. So James got off to the best start out of our 3. Beautiful. Just like Free Willy, with a life jacket and a helmet. Onto the sucker punch, and humble Steve's the first to go. Oh. Yeah, that would have hurt. Jodie now is losing ground on the boys, and she's in the mud. Oh dear, the sucker punch has punched the fire-breathing hippie in the face. Oh, look at that. Surely one of these super fit athletes will make it across. This really could be it. The nation's waiting. Come on, one of the 3. Steve first. Oh, that's a no from Steve. And a no from Jodie. And a yes, no from James. Brilliant effort, though. On to the bubble bath. And Steve finishes flawlessly in 1 minute 38.
Girl power!
Yes. Girl power meet bubble bath. And she lands perfectly. Hairy James now so close to Steve's time, but not quite close enough. At least he comes into contact with the first bit of soap he's seen in years.
Get a lot of water in that big mouth of yours?
Sound a bit of a mug now, don't I? It's a lot harder than I thought it was.
It certainly is, Steve, and I know because I've now watched 77 competitors have a go at it this series, and not one has finished dry. Anyway, 3 great runs there, and we're almost halfway through the qualifier. Let's take a look at the leaderboard.
Steve, James and Jodie have changed everything. Our new leader is Humble Steve with 1 minute 38, but he's only 3 seconds ahead of Hairy James, and Girl Power Jodie moves into 4th. There are some very quick times this week. Wing Commander Daniel will be keeping his fingers, toes and wings crossed that the next bunch can't fly as well as he did. It's time to meet 4 competitors who are going to show us how one of our new obstacles, the rolling logs, is done. This is Roy from Bristol. Only one member of his family knows he's taking part. Well, I'm sure he's told his dungeon master. Meet Scarlett Stratford Wright from Essex. An Essex girl with a double-barrelled surname. That's practically royalty. And completing the lineup are 25-year-old Rachel and hairdresser Nikki.
Right, me Barras, let's get in here and break something, shall we? Arr!
Don't you know I'm still standing better than I ever did?
Nikki doesn't realise she's going absolutely nowhere.
How can I do this?
I'm still standing after all this time, picking up the pieces of my life without you on my mind. I'm still standing. I'm still standing.
You can just see in every one of their minds how they saw it was going to go. And it didn't.
There you go, literally as easy as falling off a log, because it actually was. 12 down, 8 to go. Now, we've done everything we can to find these contestants. We've climbed mountains, swum rivers, we've fought tigers, and put adverts in local newspapers to find people who best represent you, the great British public. And I have it on good authority that this next competitor does just that.
This is Julia. She's from the Isle of Man.
So you scared of total wipeout?
No, bring it on.
I do hear you're very sporty though, is that right?
Yeah, I love dancing. I've got a hobby for hip-hop dancing.
Amanda. Whilst Julia's in the zone, let's meet 25-year-old Faisal from London.
All you sexy single ladies out there, I'm the winner because I got the money in the bag.
Think of the ladies, Faisal. Think of them as the big red balls.
Come on, Faisal. Yes. Oh. Ooh. Our very own Casanova there treats the balls like he treats his ladies, casually going from one to the next and then getting dumped. Come on, Faisal. Come on. Hauling himself onto the finishing podium with a very respectable time. 2 minutes 39. The ladies will love that, Faisal.
Got it.
Back to Julia. You're now watching Strictly Come Dancing, and it's Hip Hop Week. How long will she do this for, if we let her? Now, I know just the lady for Faisal. It's customer service manager Mandy from Sunderland, and he's hot for him.
Ah, you better watch out, because I'm on fire, because I'm hot.
Yeah, or anyone. We catch up with Flaming Mandy at the Sucker Punch. She says that her years competing in triathlons should help her today. Maybe they will. Oh! It's a shame that the traditional triathlon isn't swimming, cycling and being punched by a wall.
You're not over it yet, Mandy.
Flaming Mandy approaches the big balls. Come on, you're hot, tackle them! Yes! That'll have quenched her fire. And it's a strong finish from Mandy there in 4 minutes and 13 seconds. But will that be enough to put her in that vital top 12? Mandy makes the bubble bath look easy there, which is more than most of today's competitors have managed to do.